Live from WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 11.
First, this Thursday night, we begin with developing news.
This is what it sounds like when doves cry.
With more than 100 million records sold, he is one of the best-selling recording artists of all time. Reaction is pouring in from around the world tonight over the death of music superstar Prince. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dennis House. He became synonymous with purple. Prince, the Academy and Grammy Award-winning pop superstar, died this morning at the age of 57. Here's a live look outside the First Avenue nightclub in Minneapolis tonight, where fans have gathered to pay their respects. Channel 3's Mark Albert has more from outside Prince's home and studio called Paisley Park in Chanhassen, Minnesota.
Fans gathered at New York City's Apollo Theater to throw an impromptu dance party to honor Prince, hours after news of his death.
I grew up with Prince, so this one hurts.
We are gathered here today to get through this thing called life.
Prince died Thursday morning at his suburban Minneapolis compound after he was found unresponsive in an elevator. He was briefly hospitalized last week with what he said was the flu. Prince is a beloved native son in Minnesota. Fans have been leaving flowers and tributes here at his home and recording studio.
It's just been gut-wrenching and heartbreaking.
From his musical style to his fashion, fans say Prince will be remembered for rewriting the rule book.
Prince was nice with that guitar.
Prince won 7 Grammys for his music, which blended funk, dance, rock, R&B, pop, and soul.
He was like a Shakespeare or a Mozart. He was something out of this time.
Though he stood 5'2", he was a towering presence in the music industry and among the people who knew him best.
He's our royalty. He's Minneapolis.
Mark Albert, CBS News, Chanhassen, Minnesota.
Celebrities and politicians have been reacting to Prince's death all day long. President Obama paid his respects by quoting him, quote, "A strong spirit transcends rules." Prince once said, and nobody's spirit was stronger, bolder, and more creative. Back here in Connecticut, fans are mourning as well. Many locals had the chance to see Prince up close during several stops he made in Connecticut over the past several decades. The last was a 3-night stint at Mohegan Sun in 2013. One of the earlier dates was a stop at the Civic Center back in 1988.
It was a larger-than-life kind of performance where he would be on this side and he would have backup singers, backup dancers, but it was more than just going to a show. It was kind of one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences.
The one-of-a-kind shows were just a small part of his career. For a slideshow of Prince through the years and much more on how he's being remembered tonight, you can head to our website, WFSB.com. Now, developing news from Hebron, where a fire has destroyed a pretty large home. Happened earlier tonight on Burnt Hill Drive. Coincidentally, that's the name of it. Tonight, crews are still putting out hot spots on the scene, and that's where we find Channel 3's Mark Robbins tonight with some new details for us. Mark.
Well, good evening, Dennis. Yeah, the crews are still behind me here. The Hebron Fire Department still here at 21 Burnt Hill Road working this fire scene. The fire began around 5:45 this evening. 4 people in the home here noticed smoke and flames in the back of the house near the garage. Firefighters responded within a few minutes of the 911 call. But as you can see by this eyewitness photograph, by the time the first fire crews arrived, the house was engulfed in flames.
I was well involved in the garage when I got here, and it spread pretty quick throughout the house. Got into the attic.
As firefighters began to pour water on the house, a few went inside to attack the flames. But that tactic didn't last too long.
We sent a couple of people in to try to knock the fire down as much as we could. And then we decided it was about time we get everybody out and fight it defensively.
The house has been deemed a total loss. So part of the defensive stand was to protect the surrounding area, as there was a concern about dry conditions.
Oftentimes when we have a fire like this, the embers go off into the woods and cause a secondary event, but we haven't seen that yet.
With the effort of the crews from Hebron and 6 other towns, the process of getting water to this fire was handled perfectly.
We have a mutual aid system with tankers. We called it extra tankers because of the proximity to the nearest intersections.
Watching the hard-working firefighters was the family of Roy Marcuse, a man who raised his family in that home for 44 years. Understandably, he didn't want to come on camera, but he did tell me he'll hang on to the memories and start over. Now, Chief Wallach says that the Hebron Fire Department will be here for at least another hour to make sure that there are no other hot spots. There have been no injuries at this point to either civilians or firefighters. Reporting live in Hebron with the Mobile Newsroom, I'm Mark Robbins, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Okay, Mark, thank you. Also, new details emerging tonight in that school brawl in Southington we've been covering all day long. Police arrested a school district employee after a fight broke out. It happened at the South End Elementary School this morning. Police are telling us this woman here, 29-year-old Melinda Fisher, a technology assistant for the school district, punched her supervisor in the face and then threw a cup of coffee on her because she was accused of being late. The victim fell to the ground. Police say Fisher began kicking her. Parents tell us they're shocked, but they believe that the school handled the situation the way they should have.
I have all the confidence in the school officials. Our principal is very good about keeping all the parents informed about everything that happens in the school.
The school was placed in secure mode for a short time when all this was happening. Fisher's charged with assault and breach of peace. She's due in court next month.
All right, we have a mild evening out there. Temperatures are in the 50s. Early this morning we had frost, but highs this afternoon were in the 70s, and now we got a nice evening with a temperature of 58 degrees in New Britain at the moment. East Hartford is 57, so is West Haven, and Norwich is 55. Also notice that the humidity is coming up. We have dew points in the 40s to near 50, and that will continue to rise during the day tomorrow. So you will notice the humidity as we are expecting another mild day. Winds are fairly light across the state. They're out of the south or southwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour, although calm conditions are being reported at the moment in Willimantic, right there at Wyndham Airport. You can see a few showers are trying to make their way into western Connecticut. I don't believe that's reaching the ground, at least for now, but we do have increasing clouds across the state and some showers off to our north and west. And we got a system off to our west that is causing showers and thunderstorms. You can see a band of thunderstorms in Illinois with this big swirl there. That's going to be heading into Connecticut as we go through the day tomorrow. So here's early warning futurecast showing increasing cloudiness overnight. We're starting the clock at midnight and going right through 7 a.m. Notice there's going to be a couple of showers in the state. Not for everybody, but at least a few showers. Coming up in the forecast just minutes away, I'll let you know when we can expect more numerous showers, perhaps even a few thunderstorms, and also if they'll last into the upcoming weekend. Dennis.
Bruce, thank you. Also new tonight, 7 Home Depot employees are facing charges following a series of robberies in Trumbull. And police are telling us they were all approved by their supervisor. The employees are accused of going on several after-hour shopping sprees between June and October of last year. Police also tell us the supervisor allowed the thefts in exchange for a loan. As much as $300,000 in merchandise was taken. The layoffs continue for state employees tonight. Today, another round of notices went out, this time to employees at the Department of Correction. The notices went into effect immediately, and 166 people were relieved of their duties at the end of this workday. Most of the job cuts affect people providing support services at state prisons. However, 40 were prison guards, correction officers. So far, nearly 650 state employees have lost their jobs. On to Campaign 2016 now. Tomorrow kicks off a big weekend of presidential campaigning in Connecticut with 4 candidates coming here. Republican John Kasich will speak at Glastonbury High School tomorrow. Donald Trump will be rallying at Crosby High School in Waterbury on Saturday morning, and Bridgeport at the Klein Auditorium later in the day. Bernie Sanders is coming here on Sunday. He hasn't announced it yet, but the city of New Haven has issued a permit to the Sanders campaign to hold a rally on the New Haven Green Sunday night. Hillary Clinton was in Hartford's North End earlier today. She focused her discussion on gun control and was joined on stage by some families of Sandy Hook victims, showing their support for the Democratic frontrunner.
Blame the victim. Blame the victim's mother, blame the victim's family, blame the victim's neighborhood. Find somebody to blame instead of saying, you know what, we just have too many guns in this country in the wrong hands.
Clinton will be visiting again this weekend with a trip to Bridgeport on Sunday. All new tonight, students at Trinity College have dropped rapper Action Bronson from the lineup of their Spring Fling concert. Leaders of the student-run group that booked the show made the announcement on Facebook, saying the decision was made after an online petition raised concerns. Bronson's music and videos apparently promote hatred of the lesbian, gay, and bisexual and transgender community. The petition received more than 1,200 signatures. George Washington University canceled an appearance by Bronson just last month over similar concerns. To Hartford now, where the University of Connecticut has signed a deal with the Hartford Public Library. UConn will spend $4 million to renovate and lease a space inside the Hartford Public Library. UConn is currently relocating its West Hartford campus to Adrian's Landing in downtown Hartford. It's set to open in the fall of 2017. Speaking of UConn, spring weekend has begun in stores, and campus police are out in full force to make sure everyone stays safe from any drunken shenanigans that may take place. Spring weekend activities started today at UConn. They'll continue across campus through the weekend. Now, police have temporarily closed some roads and have also set up sobriety checkpoints in an effort to stop drunk driving. Yale University is being ranked among the most expensive schools in the country, and Forbes magazine is saying, despite that, it's worth every penny. The New Haven University ranks at number 5 for its expense and 28th for overall best value. The top spot for best overall value went to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Cambridge. For a slideshow of the top 25 most expensive schools, you can check out them right now on the WFSB app. We were warned the closings were coming, and today the company that owns Kmart and Sears announced which stores would be shutting down, and one of them is here in Connecticut. Sears Holdings is closing a total of 68 Kmart and 10 Sears stores. The Kmart in Putnam is on the cut list. The company announced earlier this year they would be shutting down unprofitable locations to generate cash from the closings. Each closing of a Kmart store will be holding a liquidation sale. That'll take place on May 12th. Coming up, a deadly bike path collapse in Rio de Janeiro. Tonight, it's sparking concerns about the Summer Olympics. Plus, can't sleep well with a stay at a hotel? Well, do not blame the mattress. Researchers now say your brain is to blame. We'll explain that coming back, and check out this time-lapse video of a beautiful sunset tonight over the Barkhamsted Reservoir. Beautiful today, but some wet weather is on the tap for tomorrow as April begins its swan song. Bruce has all the details after the break. We just want to see this sunset. It is just a magnificent sight tonight.